Make a square circle.
God can do anything, yes sir.
That's actually not true. Why? Even though God can do everything, but a square, by definition, has what?
What do I believe about?
Do you believe there is a God?
100% there's a creator.
That's a step, bro. Go.
Good.
All right. Do you believe that God is one? Or do you believe that God is 3 or 12 or...
Wow, good question.
I like good questions.
There could be one God at the top.
Okay.
Maybe makes little others.
Like a CEO God.
Yeah.
And then godlings, like little gods.
Yeah, I think that's possible.
All right, it's possible, but is that what you believe? Because think about it. What if a godling decided that the sun should rise from the east?
Well, obviously God's CEO.
So the God CEO makes the decision. So there's one supreme power.
Yeah,
and
what you mean.
if the godlings are supported in, then they're not gods, right? Then they're just like angels or...
you got a point.
I got a good point.
So
I like you, man. You're a good guy.
God wouldn't be able to do anything anyway. So
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we agree that there is a creator, you said 100%,
100%.
then it would make sense there's one supreme power, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, good. We agree.
Yeah.
Now, if God creates a creation, do you think God would give some kind of guidance with it?
100%.
Good. I mean, you're such a good guy. I like you, man.
But
I can't believe you listen to Sam, man.
Hey, he's very smart.
No, he's not. Yeah, keep going.
Hey,
I'll call a spade, bro. I don't mess around.
is he intellectual? Would you say that?
He is definitely not intellectual. Intellectual, like he's like a sub-zero. He's never studied the Quran, doesn't know Arabic, never studied the Bible, has no formal education. I mean, I could go on and on about his personal life, but I don't want to. So he's definitely not intellectual. Let's leave it at that.
Okay.
And the words he used for people's moms, calling them, things.
He gets pretty.
Yeah, that's not intellectual, is it?
Liquor or something?
Yeah, no, he calls mothers whores and things like that. Like, I don't think that's Christian behavior. That's why a lot of Christians don't like him, because he uses un-Jesus-like behavior. I mean, you don't think it's a good idea to call somebody's mother a whore, right? Especially you don't even know their mother, right?
Of course not.
Yeah, so that's not intellectual, is it?
No.
I don't think so. I don't think Einstein sat around saying, hey, your mother's a... So anyway, leave intellectual, leave Sam out of it. But
okay.
we agree there's one God. We agree he's supreme God. We agree that he would give guidance, right?
100%.
So for example, Abraham, Moses, Jesus, Muhammad, peace be upon him, they brought guidance for mankind, right?
Physical guidance.
Guidance, how to live.
I'm saying he would also give us some sort of internal compass.
100%. Oh, you are Muslim, bro. That is a Muslim belief. We have what's called the fitrah.
Okay.
Your internal guidance.
Nice.
That's exactly what Islam says. That Allah put inside our hearts an understanding of right and wrong. We call that fitrah. Like without any dogma, you already agreed there was one God.
100%.
You see, that's your fitrah. But what happens is, sometimes people misguide the fitrah. They start saying, you see that cow over there? That's not a burger, that's God. Right? And then people start worshipping a cow. Even though your fitrah tells you, that's a cow. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's supreme, not shirt. Yeah.
That's the fact.
Yeah, no. But I was saying about your inside, not your outside.
You would dress a bit better.
No, you're dressing good. You all that black, and you look good, bro. You're like man in black right there. All
I'm
right.
gonna go to work today.
Oh yeah. Well, this is better than work.
God works.
All right. So listen. So we know from the fitrah that cow is not God, right? But what happens is in India they worship the cow. Right? There's a village in India that worships rats. Right? Rats come into town, they eat up everything. They're like, no, can't touch the rats because they're God, right? They worship monkeys. Right? You know monkey's not a God, right? God doesn't throw poop at you, right? Right? So the fitrah tells you there's one God, but sometimes people misguide that fitrah, right? Jesus, peace be upon him, for example, he worshipped God. He put his head on the ground and prayed to God. But then Christians today will say he is God. See, they take that fitrah and they twist it. But your fitrah today tells you Jesus is not God, that there's one God above, right? Right?
Jesus. Oh, you're asking to?
Yeah.
I think Jesus is God.
Yeah.
No.
There you go. See? Now,
Hold up. I think it's possible. Because if God can do anything, I think it's possible that he could incarnate into Jesus. Maybe not all of God.
Right.
But maybe he could
part of God, like mini God, like a mini me.
I mean, it's possible that God could do anything, and that means that God could incarnate.
So let me ask you this. Can God make a square circle?
God can do anything, yes sir.
That's actually not true. Why? Even though God can do everything, but a square, by definition, has what? 4 sides.
Yeah, but God can change his
Hold on. If you change, God can change it, no doubt.
Yeah.
But if you take the squares away, the sides away, is that a square?
No. So God can change a square into a circle.
100% I agree.
Yeah.
but then it would no longer be a square though.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So there cannot be a square that's a circle, because by definition those two don't match. It's not ability. God can do anything ability-wise,
Sure.
but those definitions cannot be. If you have no sides, you cannot be a square.
Yes, sir.
If you have 4 sides, you're a square. If you have no sides, you're a circle. So if you take a circle, you can give it 4 sides. God can do it, no problem.
Yeah.
But it's no longer a circle anymore.
Yeah.
Or if you take a circle and God gives it 4 sides, that's very true. But it wouldn't be a circle; it would be a square now, right? So you cannot have a square circle. It's just not plausible by the definition of the word. Now God knows everything, right?
Yes.
Right? God doesn't need anybody.
I know Jesus wasn't all-knowing. I already know that. He didn't know the hour.
You're on it, bro. You're Muslim. You're just messing with me, or what, man?
I mean, I wanted to convert, but then, there's a lot of issues about mostly the pedophilia thing.
We already answered that. We're good on that now.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah. Life expectancy was 20. All right.
Makes sense, right? Yeah. And they waited till she was physically mature, right?
And there was another one, and it's in the Quran, but I don't think.
Go ahead.
Do you mind if we bring this up now?
Go for it. Bro. Bring up anything you like,
I
bro.
appreciate you, man.
I got you.
Appreciate
I'm
you.
real about it, right?
Oh, man. This is crazy. All right, what is the thing?
In the Quran.
Oh, thank you. In the Quran, I don't think it clarifies it much. So I've heard other Muslims clarify it a bit more. But in the Quran, when it says if you're, I don't know what the exact words are. If your wife doesn't submit to you, you can hit her, just don't hit her face.
That's actually not the way the ayah is at all, right?
Yeah, yeah.
What the Quran says that if your wife is out doing fahash, or things that are extremely rebellious and indecent, right? Then I don't know what that is.
It's a birth,
Right? Birth.
Yeah.
Keep it real, right? All right. So in that case, the Quran says you cannot just go and hit her. Right? Like how in the West people just get mad, they're like, hey, pimp slap? No.
Yeah.
Quran says you cannot do that. Instead, you have to segregate your bed from her. You have to warn her, right?
But
So you
something.
Well, I'm getting there, right? The Quran says there's a process.
Yeah, and that's
Right?
fast.
Right, exactly. Because what happened with the men, as you know, I mean, you be real about it. Men get angry quick. They want to throw that fist, right? That's reality. I mean, you can deny it, but you can then look up stats on spousal abuse in Australia or the U.S. Men, they're quick to anger, right? They want to throw hands, but the Quran says no, you cannot.
Yeah.
You have to wait. You have to be patient. You have to advise her. You have to find 2 people to reconcile between you. You have to segregate the bed. And at last resort, you can physically reprimand her, but the Prophet Muhammad clarified that you cannot be abusive, you cannot hit in the face, you cannot punch, you can only, like, a toothstick, like a miswak. You take a miswak and you go like that, just to kind of wake somebody up. Like, for example, that's my son right there, right? If he's about to, that's my son, yeah, Yusuf. Say salam, man.
All right, man.
All right? Or say what's up, yeah. So, yeah, I got you. So Yusuf, for example, when he was a kid, if he was about to touch fire, like something like a hot place, I'm not going to just be like, oh, don't do it, and sit back and let him touch it. No, it's my son. I love him. So I'm going to physically stop him, like, yo, what are you doing, right? Now, as a child, I might even go like this, like, hey, stop it, right? I'm not going to be abusive, but I might physically want to wake him up. Just like that, the Quran says that you cannot be abusive, you cannot hit, scar, bruise, all of that. The Hadith clarifies that there's something like the miswak, right? You take a miswak, you take a little toothstick, you go like this. Why? Because it kind of sometimes wakes you up, but it's not abusive, it's not hurtful.
Okay,
right?
I see.
Make sense?
Makes sense.
Making progress. All right.